Okay, great. All right. Okay, so thank you all so far for everybody coming. We also have Puni and Ken here with us and Kirk in the room here. So we can do view the training. So this, and we have Charlie. Yeah, Charlie. I just don't see your name up there. All right. All right. Okay. Okay, so how I'm going to present this, I'm going to present it in a PowerPoint way because I want to make sure that the entire screen is you're able to view the entire screen. The other way doesn't show the entire screen of this Deltek, so I wanted to make sure that you all were able to see everything. Okay. Okay. So if you weren't on the first call, this will be the first time you're going to see what the Deltek, the new version 9 looks like. And we're going to do another training on that a little later. So this is the front page of Deltek. So one of the things you want to that's different about this is it's not going to remember your password every single time you log in. So it's a security thing. I guess they didn't want to make that optional. So this is going to be the new look of the Deltek 9, or when you log in, do your timesheet and so forth and stuff. Okay, so in the version 9, it looks the same pretty much as far as the colors change, okay? But the front area over here should look the same that you normally see in your version that we have now. The top part of the Deltek page is different. So you have time and expense. If you have, and everybody here should have the expense that approves expenses or completes expenses. Managers should have that even if they don't complete expenses on a regular basis because they have to approve expenses. Administration may not be here. This is probably more for HR or accounting possibly. Okay. So what's different here, you also have this little home here. So anytime you're in time or expense, if you click that little house home, it'll go to this front page here. I'm just showing you here too, this is how you log out of Deltek right here. It's like a little power button. So that's a new feature, a new look. Okay. So normally when you have a timesheet that requires approval and so forth, you're going to see it under My Alerts. It's going to be exactly the same as 8.3 that we use now. So that the process is the same. It just looks a little different, the colors on Deltek 9. Okay, so this is where if you're going to approve timesheet and you click My Alerts, okay, because I actually didn't have it there. I had it. This is what the timesheet looks like. So it looks a little different. The colors are different, but the same when you complete your timesheet, it's the same. When you approve, same thing at the bottom. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I just went way up there. Wait. Sorry about that. I just went wrong. Okay, so you're going to see at the bottom here, you know, where the approval is blank at the moment. So when you go to approve the timesheet, it's the same process. You're going to click the blue, and then it'll allow you to enter your password. Sorry about that. Okay, once you click your password, same process. Okay, then your name will be displayed there. Okay. So that's the same. So there's not going to be any change in approving timesheets. You know, most of the functions of Deltek 9 and 8.3 that we currently use is the same. It's just going to look a little different. And where you locate certain things is different. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not sure if every manager pulls everything that I'm going to show on this presentation today accesses all these reports. But you may access a lot of the reports. And if you haven't, at least you'll know where you can access some reports. Okay. So to access a charge activity report, this is very common because you're going to be able to view the charge activity for that charge code. You know how many employees billed hours to a certain charge code. So to access that, you would go where it says time, okay, and you would click under Analyze. And this is where you will have different options: charge activity, employee activity, print timesheets by charge. This is where, when you need to get your data, this is where you would get them under Analyze. Okay, so this is the same. It's the same function as 8.3. You enter your charge code here that you're interested to get information, the start and end dates. Remember over here you have 3 levels that you can get, like the employee name, the department transfer code, or trans code, and labor category. These are options you can choose, and also pay type. So yeah, so this is where so this is exactly the same in 8.3. It just looks, the color's different. So just letting you know the information. All right. Oh, also I want to show you this function option here. When you pull this drop down, you may have primary supervisor, or you may be a backup supervisor, depending who's pulling the information. So, you know, say you have a primary supervisor, but you say you're the backup supervisor on the for this contract or in Deltek, then you got to choose that one. You need to choose. Okay, wait one moment.
Put your phone on mute.
Okay. All right. Where we go next? All right. Did this go? Okay, anyway, let's just go to the next one here. Sorry, I'm stuck here for a second. Okay, so basically this pulled up the 1406 charge code that I was looking for. You can preview and print it, which is the usual way we do that. If you open up though, that plus sign that was under the 1406, it'll display like the names of the employees and the grand total of the hours that they put in for that charge code for that amount of period of time that you put the date time to and from. Mm-hmm. Okay, so depending if you want to just print one individual, or that last this slide, or you want it'll just print certain information. So you know it goes more in depth. But like I said, this is the same that on the Deltek that we use now, so that has not changed. I just wanted to show you. It looks a little different. Okay. Now this one is for employee activity report to print out. So it's the same thing. It looks like the charge activity, but you would still go under the same area, analyze employee activity. And this will show more of the employees' hours and so forth. It just goes a little in depth. The report's a little different than the charge activity, basically. So it basically will, instead of showing the charge code right away, it'll show the employees under that charge code. Okay. And this is just a view of what the printout looks like. And you're going to notice here the printout that you do now has a little, the Deltek has like a little look on it. It looks a little different, that's all, when you do the printouts. So, and then of course this one will list all the employees and their activities for the charge code that they did. Okay, this function, print timesheets by charge code. I'm not sure if everybody does this, but if you for certain pay periods, if you want to print the timesheets by whatever charge codes that you have, and for billing purposes and so forth, or you want to look at how many hours the employee worked, certain pay periods, this is where you would go print timesheets, and then you just have to fill in like the date and the account, charge code account. And also this very bottom, you can choose if you want line comments or cell comments. If you would like that to be displayed before you preview or print. Okay. So this is a picture basically of the timesheet. So the timesheet does look a little different than our regular timesheets. Basically, it just has their, just says Deltek. The color is a little different. The font, that's about it. Okay. Okay, so I'm back. This is just showing the front page again. Okay. So I think this one here is just talking a little bit more about when you approve your timesheets, or the same process, just reviewing it again. Let me skip that one. Oh, okay. So here's my manager here. So what I wanted to show here is, say for example, your manager goes on vacation and you're a backup supervisor for that department, and you need to go approve a timesheet for the manager. I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but what you can do is you can actually do the search. I think that's what I was basically showing you. When you click search, when you go into timesheets, and you want to choose, like, if you're like a backup supervisor, for example, and if that's what your title is in Deltek, then the employees for the primary supervisor will populate down here, and this will show. This is like if you ever have to be a backup for approving timesheets. Okay, this does happen sometimes where someone goes on vacation and so forth. So I'm not sure if everybody has had to do that yet. Then of course this one just shows primary supervisor. So if you're a primary supervisor and you just want to view timesheets, what is done, or individuals, like you should probably have a lot more names down here. Also the status. You can of course uncheck all these, right? If you just want to see how many are approved. And if you ever have time before the pay period ends and you want to see like how the employees, how many have been approved or how many is just signed, if you just want to do a search and see how they're doing, or missing. So this is where you can choose these options, and then it'll display like all the missing or the signed and or rejected. So this is basically, and this is the same in 8.3, but I'm not sure if everybody's used this function, but this will give you an idea of how your timesheet statuses are for the pay period. And yeah, that's what that is. Okay, now this one I want to just go over work schedules. Work schedules is where you can go to view if an employee requests time off. Yeah. So where you're going to find this now in Deltek 9 is under schedule. So under time, same place, under schedule, employee work schedule. Okay. So when this pulls up, you can do a search here because you're going to have one in yours, right? So you're going to do a search. And when you do the search, you're going to put, if you're the primary supervisor and you just click execute, then all employees will populate. But if you want to just, anyone in particular that said, give you a heads up that they're going to go, you can just do their last name. But if you click execute, everybody who has requested some time off will display there. And this is the employee's work schedule. Now, this example, there's no time requested off. I just had to do this for a sample. But this is the same as you are currently doing now. So the process has not changed. I just wanted to make sure you knew where it was. So it's under schedule, employee work schedule. So the process is exactly the same. Okay. This is how I'm going to display a little bit more about expense reports and approving expense reports. So you click on expense and you'll get the expense report there. Okay. Oh, okay. So expense. Okay, I'm sorry. You go expense and recorded expense. I just don't have a picture of that. And it'll say expense reports. Okay, but it's under recorded expense. When you do a search, you as a primary supervisor, you can search here. If you do, normally what will happen, just back up a second, any expense reports that are approved, you'll see on your desktop. you'll see on your home screen, right? And it's anything that's pending. Because I don't have any pending in mind, I just want to show you basically, you know, how to get there or how it'll look when you get there. Also, you can have the option to search anybody's and that you're a manager of the expense reports. So this is basically showing you can search anybody's expense reports as well. Okay, so basically I'm just showing you here that it will come under your alerts if your expense reports are ready to be approved. Okay, so here we go here. So this is an expense report that is pending approval, so it would be in your alerts. Now this is a little different about this. As you can see, the expense report menu looks different. And in the training I was explaining earlier that what's nice about this display here is you can open and close these windows, or so if you click on this plus and minus, it'll go up and down. It'll open for you, and if you're done with it, you'll close it. So you'll have like multiple screens on your front screen, multiple windows, kind of, I guess you could say, which is a nice feature, I think. And I would think it makes it easier to go through your expense report. But as far as approving it, so if you're the primary supervisor, right, it's going to take you to workflow status. That's where it usually should take you now. But the difference is you're going to have a plus, I mean not a plus, you're going to have a thumbs up or a thumbs down now. Thumbs up means you're going to approve it. Thumbs down means you're going to reject it. And then of course at the bottom of here in all expense reports, you're going to have this area here will basically tells you what, what the pictures stand for. Yeah. So when you do expense report, approve it. So once you click, like you are going to thumbs up, you're going to approve it. Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. What was it then? 1 second. Oh, okay. Once that's done, then it'll just show the status is approved. So, any questions so far? This is pretty much the end. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Any questions about what we're...
Alicia, this is Mickey. I have a question.
Okay.
If you go back on the where your work schedule,
yeah.
a non-work day, which is normally just going to be your weekends, can you schedule non-work days within the week? Can an individual schedule non-work days? Let's say they're working a 10-hour days. So Friday is a non-work day. Can they schedule that on there?
What would they need to, I'm just curious, why would they need to schedule that as a non-work day?
So I have visibility on when they will not be in the office.
Plus, they might not, what if they go hiking where there's no internet access, they want to pre-enter their time too.
Oh.
In that case, they could pre-enter time. Or no time, I guess.
Okay. Well,
in other words, they don't work with me. I don't, and they can, if I'm trying to get hold of them, I need to know that I can't get a hold of them in their office.
Oh, okay.
And it's their day off. It's their normal day off.
Okay, well, yes, I have seen a function in there where you can put like a day that you're requesting off, but you don't choose a vacation. You're just going to show that it's leave. You just, I guess they can notate that they're taken off that day or they're off that day. But you know what, Mickey? I would like to research that a little bit more before I give you a 100% yes, because I haven't seen it used like that. I've usually only seen it used for requesting time off. So I need to check the functions a little bit more better and find out.
That'd be great, because I'm trying we're looking at creating a new calendar, and I'd rather not do that. If we can do it on Deltek, that'd be all inclusive. Thank you very much.
Oh, sure.
Is there a delegation?
It might be.
Delegation?
Yeah, like how the last one, where you could delegate if you're gone.
Oh, yeah.
People to do that?
Yes.
Or is that where the primary and alternate supervisor thing works out?
Yeah. So everything will be done the same as a 0.3 if you're going to go on vacation. You're saying you want, but Originally, when HR sets up Deltek and sets up the managers, um, and we usually are asked to set up a backup manager, you know, at the beginning, like, or sometimes manager will tell us that, you know, they have like a supervisor on the job, and they are going to be taking over timesheet approval, that task. So what we would have to do at HR is set that whole up so that employee will have access to your group, a second employee group.
Okay.
So in that kind of situation, or if the circumstance change where that task is delegated to another supervisor, you just let HR know, and then we have to set that up. But um, the everything is basically the same though in version 8.3 that we use now compared to now as far as the functionality of it. It's, you know, it's just where things are located on the side, getting used to it, but it's pretty good. So I'm wondering here if I can, if you want to look really fast at how I log into. I just want to kind of show you, like, if you want to see a live shot of this, because the slides portray it differently, but see how it's here? It's pretty fast. Or you go expenses, click here, expense report. This is what it's going to look like when you actually access it. So it's just like the slides. Creating your timesheet, or to access your timesheet. Here you have, and here's also, wait a minute, no, just, your timesheet is here. Oh, I'm sorry, no, here. Record time and timesheet. But this, I'm going to do another training at 10 o'clock, but basically it's pretty simple. You go under time, record time, and timesheet, and then that's where you're going to do your timesheet. What we just went over, analyze, here's analyze, and here's where everything is at. Your reports. So, you know, I like the fact that you can just open and close. I think it kind of makes less things that you're looking at to read. But go
this
ahead.
Is our 12,000. I got a question in relation to expense reports. How do you go? Is there changes in how to assign a contract to expense report?
No, that's the same. So the process is the same when you create an expense report. And were you on the call earlier today, by any chance, when we did an example of it?
No, ma'am. I was out. I just got in.
Oh, okay. So, but yeah, so when you create an expense report, it's done the same way, looking up the charge code. It's done the same way. It just may look like the screen may look a little different as far as the colors and stuff, but everything else is the same. Well, there is, okay, I want to take that back in a way, because if you go in the training, if you're able to go on at around 10 o'clock today, or the future ones we have this week, there are some areas of the expense report that you have to click that are different than how you normally would click to add a type of expense to your expense report. So that is a little different, but everything else is, the function is the same, entering the information is the same. Looking up the information, your charge code is the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Alicia?
Yes.
Brett Reiser here.
Hey, Brett.
Just a quick question. Is all the archived history going to remain in the new version? For example, I have several expense reports that I have on my timesheet. Will those remain? Will those still be accessible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is everything that, you know, when our IT department makes the transfer, the latest, greatest information that when they pull it that day is everything that's current in Deltek that it is at that moment, and everything's just going to be transferred over and saved and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so your history, everything will be there. Yeah. Any other questions?
Okay, Where exactly would you, when you said this new expense report, where exactly would you apply? We hit create, and then it
Mhm.
comes up with the
Mhm.
appropriate screens.
Yep.
Okay.
hmm
Okay, now I see.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So in the training I'm going to do at 10 o'clock today, we go through an example of creating an expense report for lodging. And I walk through like every step to get, it's basically the same step, but it's good to see like that you can see what it looks a little different, you know, I'll get a visual what it is. So if you could go on that call, that would be great because you can get like you know, real comfortable feel afterwards, that it's the same, you know, and a few differences, like where the locations of stuff are, but the process is pretty much the same. Okay.
Thanks.
Is there anything else that anybody like on management team or that something that I didn't cover that they need to access, you know, when they're in Deltek that I like a report or something that I may have missed and I can show you where it is?
Hey, Alicia, it's Charlie.
Hey,
There's
Charlie.
going to be times when I need to get in there, you know, maybe somebody needs a password reset. You guys aren't in the
Oh,
office
yeah,
yet,
yeah.
or I got to get. So I will get with you one-on-one to show me how all that work is done. Okay? Unless it's different. If it's the same, then it's the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be different. So that means you must have access to that.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later. Okay?
Okay.
I don't want to take up everybody else's
Yes,
time.
Charlie, for sure. We will cover that.
Anything else?
Yeah, anything else? Any other questions? You want me to show you anything on here? This is I showed you the power button right here. Yeah, log out. Looks like a power button. Okay. Well, I'm actually recording this too, so you know later on we can distribute the link out if anybody wants to rewatch the video. If you need that, or if you just want a copy of the PowerPoint. But you know, if you do have any questions later, because we're going to transfer to the new Deltek 9 about, well, after you come back from July 4th, so July 5th, you should be able to access, that's the date that should be live, that we're going for right now, is July 5th. It might be July 4th, but I don't think anybody's going to do their timesheet that day, so, unless you're working that day. But that's the goal, that's next week already, yeah? If, according to, I'm sorry?
Just a quick question along those lines, Alicia. This is Brett. Is there going to be on that launch day? Is there going to be an initial log on and setup requirement with new passwords, and will that be automated?
Oh, okay. Great question. Actually, everything will be the password that you use is the same. It's going to be a real smooth transition. So, according to my understanding, and if anything changes, we'll let everybody know. From my understanding is when normally you log into your Deltek, the URL that you use for Native Hawaiian veterans, when you open that up after July 4th, or just to say July 5th for now, the new Deltek front screen will be here instead of the 8.3 version. You just have to log in, put in your ID, the domain, and the password. And then after your first time, it should save. Because for me, after I entered it on the first time, it saves the login ID, it saves the domain, but it doesn't save the password. That function is not an option in Deltek 9, so you have to keep entering your password every single time. I think it's a security thing. But with 8.3, the Deltek, like my computer, I can, you know, or certain computers, not just mine, that they can save password, just click login, but they don't do that on here. So you need to remember your password. So I think
Let me ask.
Go ahead.
This is Ernst Holtzhausen. Just a question in relation to the website or the web address is still the same. Nothing's changed on that with the 9.
Yeah. So at the moment, because it hasn't, our IT department hasn't made that official change yet. But when I asked about that, they said that it should be the same. And if for any reason the URL changes, we will send out a notification on that. If there's anything different.
Okay, thanks.
Definitely, definitely. Another thing I want to show, because I don't know if everybody was on the call, the first one I did, but this change password after login is not going to be available right away. Anybody who forgets their password or you get locked out because you tried too many times would have to still email or call HR department and we would have to manually reset it. This takes a little while to set up. That's why all employees' emails have to be up to date, accurate in the Deltek system. And because we haven't used that before, it's something that may take a while to set up. But it would be nice as a little time goes on if we get that all organized and set up. So it will give everybody that option to manually create their own new password if they get locked out. So just if anybody does ask you, as a manager and so forth, this is not going to be available. And I go over this in my training anyway with the timesheet, but this is not available right now, or it won't be available until we provide notice that it will be. So it's going to be the same process if you get locked out. So I hope everybody remembers their password. And of course, when we first transition into this next week, July 5th, if there's employees that have that option right now to save their password on their desktop and they don't remember what it is, it's okay. I mean, we may get emails to say reset my password because maybe not everybody remembers their password because the Deltek 8.3 has that. So that's a possibility. So we'll do our best to, reset passwords immediately when we come in the office. We'll check our emails and stuff because sometimes we don't remember all our passwords. So, any other questions? Oh, Deltek 9. But basically, if you weren't on the first call, we're real excited for this change. It's taken a while to get to where we are now. There's a lot that entails to make this change, but I'm excited about it because I know it works on other browsers like Chrome. I know that it has a good compatibility. You shouldn't have that problem with doubling up when you're entering your numbers in your timesheet, because if you do experience doubling up when you're entering hours on your timesheet, it's a compatibility with Internet Explorer 11 and Deltek. That's fixed in Deltek 9, so that shouldn't occur. So that's going to be really great. So if you don't experience that, and it just seems like they worked out a lot of things. So hopefully, there won't be a lot of error messages, when you're doing your timesheets and stuff because the compatibility of the browsers. Yeah, so this is, we're all looking forward to changing to this. Okay. So if there isn't any other questions, we can go off the call, I guess. And at 10 o'clock, if you or any of employees that weren't on the 9 o'clock or the 8 o'clock call, excuse me, if they have 15 minutes of their time, they can attend the timesheet portion, 10 to 15 minutes. Then after that, the expense report portion, which may only take 30 to 45 minutes. It's really not that long. But if they have that opportunity, we would like to see them on the training at 10 o'clock. Okay.
Will we get a opportunity to get a copy of the PowerPoint presentation?
Oh, yes. So the So the timesheet and the expense report, that PowerPoint presentation, we will send that out. We'll let everybody know how to access it when we determine if we will be emailing it or having it available on a website. We will also have a recording available too at the end of the week. Get that organized for anybody that missed the call.
That sounds good. Thanks.
But we really encourage everybody to get on these training calls. We're also having a drawing for gift cards for the employees that attend these trainings. We really would encourage them to come to the training. So you can let them know And we have the trainings all the way till, what, Thursday? Yeah. 2 times a day. That should be it. Okay, thank you all for attending, and we will talk to you later. And send me an email if you have any questions.
Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Charlie. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you, Lisa.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Remember, I was waiting for Oasis to send over
Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to show the PowerPoint, screen, so you see the whole entire website, because the other we tried yesterday didn't work. Okay. So for Deltek 9 version, the differences are now it works with Chrome, and it didn't work very good with Chrome before. We had a lot of error messages before. I put Safari here because I wasn't sure if it worked because of the Apple, and so it continues to work with Safari. It has a different style menu on there, and when you open it up, which I'll show you, it looks a little different. The color is different. I think it's a nice color, kind of bright. One thing that's not so wonderful, I guess, would be, well, I'm going to show you the front of this now, but is you're not able to save your password automatically. So you see the front page of this. This is what it's going to look like when you log in. It will save your login ID. It will save the domain, but it's not going to save the password. So you're going to have to enter your password each and every time. And another look here that everybody will see, but it's not going to be active right away, would be to change your password if you get locked out automatically. So if anybody forgets their password or gets locked out, we'd have to email HR still to get it reset. And then once this function becomes available, then we'll email everybody to let them know it's available. There's a lot that goes into that, making that happen. All right, and let's see what else. Oh, another great thing is the compatibility with the browser. It's compatible with Internet Explorer 11, which is the one that was commonly used. And before, or currently with the 8.3 version, it doubles up. Unless you have already set your compatibility, it'll double up when you're entering your hours on your timesheet. I don't know if you've experienced that. I experienced that when I first started, and I didn't say anything for a while, so I'm so glad that this is going to be resolved. And it's very common, so like it is fixable. So if anybody experiences it, please email me, because it is fixable currently until we change to version 9 next week. But this won't happen, so that's great. And so again, we expect to have this, the new version 9 available by July 5th, right after the July 4th holiday. And so the goal is that when you log into the normal Deltek URL, the URL should be the same. And then this new version will populate. If we find out after the implementation that it's a new URL for any reason, we'll let everybody know. But currently, right now, it seems like it'd be the same URL. So with the version 8.3 we use now and the version 9, the functions, the operations is the same. So it's not that big of a difference. The differences that I've noticed is expense reports. They look different. Some of the functions and the areas is different, but a lot of the same functions and how it operates is the same, you know. So here's your front page, you know, that shows your history, or if you're a manager, you'll still see right here if you have timesheets that need approval or expense reports. Oh wait, I'm sorry, let's go back. Oh no, this is fine. So the new look of the Deltek 9, you're going to see the house here, time. If you have access to expenses, then you'll see the expense module up here. If you don't, it won't be there. Administration will only be there if you have that access. So most everybody might just have the time, and some will have expense. Another difference is, this is like help or question, but this is how to log off here. Looks like a little power button. So if you click that, it'll say log out of Deltek. And it does do that timeout too. So you know how if you use Deltek and you're idle for a while, it automatically logs you out. It will still do that. So, that function is the same. Okay, so to complete your timesheet, to find your timesheet, you're just going to click on go up where it says the time. And then this is all, I'm not sure if everybody has all these functions, but this is mine, that's why. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, these are drop-down, or they're called accordion style or drop-down menus. So you just go under record time and click on timesheet. Then the timesheet will display. So the color, the look of the area is different. It's a little brighter, different fonts a little bit, but everything is the same. How you complete your timesheet, how you look at your charge code, everything's exactly the same. They made bigger, more noticeable areas up here. Our save is here, open. It tells you the statuses. It's just a little bit more colorful, I think. Bigger icons, yeah. Tells you where it is. This is the same. If you want to go back into a prior timesheet or forward to the next one. Yeah. So just the look is different, but everything else functions exactly the same. Okay, so this is basically all there is for timesheet. So like I mentioned, there's no change in it. It's just where it is. So you just go under time, record time, and timesheet. Any question? Pretty basic, yeah? Okay. So what we're going to do with them. Oh, who else? Do we have anybody on the call here? Oh, hi, Sharon. Any questions?
Hi, Alicia.
Hey, do you have any questions on that? Sounds pretty basic, yeah? Where to find the timesheet? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the search of this.
The generate time.
Oh, generate timesheets? You know, this option, I'm not sure if everybody will see this or if it's just on mine, you know, because I have a lot of these extra choices because I have like the administrative part of it. So I'm really not sure that would be on everybody. So that's something that's something I like to find out after everybody else sees that. Yeah. What? I'm sorry, Sharon, what did you say?
To search for a timesheet like we normally do, is that going to be just hitting the search button and pulling down the same usage as we used to have in the Deltek we're doing now?
Yeah. So for example, let me show you something here. Oh, okay. If I could I'm just going to show go to the URL real quick and kind of show you how to do it because I have basically what I have here is just a PowerPoint, right?
Oh,
I'll show just a quick one here. So when you log in, you notice how everything was saved but my password. Okay, so if I go to time, record time, timesheet. Oh, you notice this is missing, so yeah, I'm not sure why. So timesheet. So I guess the generate timesheets won't pop in. Then you go to search.
Okay, so it's the same way.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hey, anytime, no problem. Okay, so I'm sorry, that's why. Okay. So that function is the same. Okay, so I'm just going to go into expense reports and just give you an idea of the new look, the new functions a little bit. So one of the differences is you can view multiple pages on an expense report. So on your front screen, which I'll show, you'll be able to like open up and close a window to view, or if you want to open up multiple windows, or I'm calling them windows, but it's basically the page to view multiple parts of the expense report is there. Another positive thing here, you can enter different lodging rates for each day. So if your receipt has a grand total at the end of your receipt, and have a different lodging rate on a particular day, you can enter that now. Version 8.3 doesn't give you that option, so sometimes it's frustrating when creating these expense reports that the rates fluctuate, especially if they go foreign places. So it allows you to do that. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm sure everybody will be. Oh, another great thing too is you can upload single receipts for each expense. So currently we have it one file PDF. Okay, so it's going to give more options right now where each expense that they enter on the expense report, each expense could have its own receipt, and you can upload each one individually. Then there's also the options if everybody wants to still do it the same way, do it one PDF, upload it, you can do that as well. So I'll explain that a little bit later. So, but the functions as far as creating an expense report is the same. It's just the look is different. So to access an expense report, click expense on the top and expense report. Expense, record expenses, and then expense report. Okay, oops. Here. Okay, so the same process would be you click create to create a new one, or if anybody's going to search, here's where you would search it or print, but this example is just going to show this expense report that I created is just a lodging, so it's not too lengthy, but it's just going to show the options that you can do for different lodging rates, so like that. Okay, so this first page is where you would create it, enter your information when creating an expense report, the dates, which is the same for 8.3, same process. Okay. The look is different on there, so when you have to create a location now, there's a button right here, a new location, so you click on the new location. Okay, this is where you enter the location right here, the state, city, Alabama. I don't know why I chose Alabama. I want to go to Alabama. Okay, so the next one here, new location. Okay, so that's where the first location is for the whole lodging. So this expense report was saying I went lodged at one place. If there's another location that they went on a trip for in this time period, they click on new location right here. You click on new location, add in an additional one over here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, this is where you go to add a charge code. So this should still be the same. You know, either you can type it in here or view indirect expense and contract to search. This is the search place. This should be the same as 8.3. Okay, once you located or allocated your code, your charge code, you want to put 100% there if that is all 100%. Okay, so once that's complete, you need to add the expense, like which one now. So this is what the front looks like. So it's a little different. You're going to notice the color is different, but if you see this right here, I'm just going to briefly show you. If you click on this whole section will open up. If you click on this one, this whole section will open up. And a couple slides down will show that a little bit more, but it's kind of nice. So now, presently in the 8.3 version, in order to add an expense report, you have to click. Normally, this is linkable. Okay. This version 9, that would not be the way to do it there. So now you'd have to go to Add Expense on the left-hand side. So this is a different feature. And once you click on that, you're going to notice all the same titles are the same here, but you're going to choose it here. So you're going to click, I chose lodging. Okay. So that is different than 8.3. And then this should be the same. You choose the dates you went, you did your lodging, how many nights it was, the grand total of the amount, and that is still would be the same. Okay, now this is different. Okay, this is the part where it's different from version 9. So once you get the total of your lodging, you're on this next page, you have two options here. Okay, now first of all, you have to enter the room rate here and the tax rate for the first day. Okay, now if every day for those 5 nights are the same, all you need to click here is copy to remaining nights. Then it'll fill everything in. If maybe June 2nd was only the same, but June 3rd was different, you can say copy to next night. Save you time. This is where if, say, June 3rd, it's a different rate, this is where you would enter it here for that date. So that's how you're able to put in the different rates. But it should always equal this grand total here of your receipt. So this is brand new. And then after, so let me show you, the next slide will show you when I chose copy to remaining nights. So it all just filled in automatically. I didn't do different rates, but that would have been a good example. Okay, so after that screen, you get to this one to confirm everything is correct, and you save it. That should be about the same as version 8.3. Okay, now, so for this expense report, if you want to add a car rental, transportation, etc., you go back to add expense right here. Add expense, and this is where you would choose again to add an expense. Okay, now, let's go back one. Okay, so say you're done here, and this is all you wanted to do, and now you want to submit it, because everything is done and good to go. You click submit on the top, and you would have to check mark if you have a receipt, or if missing a receipt, but hopefully everybody has a receipt, so we need receipts. Then you're going to enter your password. So that's the same process we do now. Then it gives you the option, do you want to print? That should be the same. Okay. So once that's complete, it's going to flow down to the workflow status. This will open up. Oops. What happened here? Oh, okay. So I want to show you a little bit about the difference between the way this looks. Sorry. Okay. So if you look over here on the far right, once I get there, you're going to see this attachment, or paperclip, yeah, like an attachment. Because I only have one expense report, expense, I'm only going to have one paperclip. If I had 3 different types of expenses, I would have 3 paperclips. Because each paperclip would represent your receipt that you need to upload. Okay. And also, they'll all be listed here all separately, like car rental or, meals. It'll all be listed individually, so the paperclip should be to each one that it belongs to, it refers to. Another difference you'll notice, which is kind of nice, on the very bottom here, it tells you what each symbol means. So this is kind of neat. This is new. When the manager goes to approve the sheet, the expense report, they'll see a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's kind of cute. And they click thumbs up if it's good to go, and thumbs down if they reject it. Yeah, so it's kind of nice. Okay, so we're going to go attach now. Attach the receipt. Okay, so it's going to go to the same process as we do in 8.3. You're going to browse to the file that you're going to have your receipts at. Now, currently, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but we do the PDF. We're going to have it set for Word document, Excel, and one of the managers asked me if it will do like a picture, like JPEG or something, like say somebody takes a picture of the receipt on their phone. Will it be compatible to that? That's what I need to find out. I'm not quite sure if that's possible, but I have to find that out from the Deltek support. Anyway, so every time that you when you browse and you find your file, you know, it'll prompt you to do the same thing every time you click each one of your expense reports that you have on there, each paper clip. Okay, then you click submit once you find it. Oh, I had an extra slide there. Okay, now what will also populate here is when you complete an expense report, it asks you, it'll populate the names of your primary supervisor or a backup supervisor. This one doesn't have the names, but it's usually there. And you get to choose, you know, who do you want to approve your expense report. And that's still the same as in version 8.3. Okay. So after you choose who you would like to approve your expense report, you enter your password. So you're certified that expenses are incurred. Okay, yeah. Okay. So now, let me show you this. So this is the front of, this is one section of your expense report, right? And then we also have the workflow open. So you see how you're seeing like multiple, oh, I think you could see this at the other on 8.3, but you can get more. Like you can open up additional windows or additional areas for it to display this. So now when you go down to the workflow, you're going to see three options there that you want complete. So either you can view it here with the camera. If you want to trash it, you can trash it. If you want to edit and do it again, you can do that. Okay, so that's pretty much how to complete a basic expense report. But it's not really, it's the same process, and once you actually do it and you go through the process, it's going to be very familiar as 8.3. You just need to, you know, those few areas that it's new, like where you go to add expense, and you know, is the only difference that I can notice. Yeah. Do you have any questions? Anybody? Expense reports?
Alicia, I had a question on the expense report. Where going back up to filling in the expense report, and you know, you do lodging. What happens if these are at per diem rates?
The lodging at per diem rate?
No, what happens if charges are, where do you put that in, or how do you put in your charges if you're, you know, like meals or
yeah.
at per diem?
Right. So for example, when you choose, let me see if I can just do a quick one on here. So when you go to so let's see if I just want to do one fast. I'm not going to do a real in-depth one, but I just want to show you where this is.
I think this part,
yeah,
it affects a lot of people on contracts that have to do you know, when on travel they have to do per diem rate versus actual receipts. Yeah.
Right. So it's the same thing as version 8 though. Like when you choose the meal, it's going to ask, it'll ask you, you know, like, okay, let's just try one. Let's go visit Charlie in Arizona. I don't know what city, but okay. So I don't think I need to put that. I'm just going to see how it goes. I haven't tried it with this one yet. So here's the beginning date. Oh, I only said 1 day. That's kind of weird. Let's do it if it'll allow me to do 2 days. Oh, darn it. 22nd. Oh, you know why? I was only there for 1 day. I want to go at least 2 days. Let's go 3 days, just so I get that, see if it'll populate the per diems that we're talking about. For me, it's going to be different because I'm not assigned to any charge code, basically. Sorry. Let's go to, let me do overhead. I hope I get this quickly inside. Okay, hey, okay, business. Oh, see, well, this is when it gives you the option, meals consumed in Hawaii. It wouldn't be that, though. Travel meals. Well, let me just see what happens here. Okay, so we're in this front page here, and I want to go here, and I want to click meals. Meals at per diem. Kind of neat. You got to hover over it. Yeah, kind of different. This is definitely different. So meals at per diem. I was in Arizona. So it's the same. So if you had every single day, and you wanted to do the breakfast, lunch, and incidental, you would choose that. This is how they normally do it now. They choose the one box and it populates all of them. Or they can get, if they didn't do an incidental, sometimes they take these boxes off, right, when we do that. And then we got to figure, why is it different? Oh, they didn't claim incidental. That's why. So under the ceiling, save. Okay, so what it's showing here is this is the 75% of the $59 then. Yeah. So when this conversion takes place to be effective July 4th or 5th, we're basically saying July 5th right now because after the holiday, everything that's going to be in Deltek, everything, the settings, the 75% first, everything is going to be exactly the same, which is great. So, you know, nothing's going to be changed unless we have to manually change it. So, so the settings are going to be the same and everything. So that's going to be great. Yeah, so see how it populates there, Sharon?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's kind of good. I haven't done a meal one yet, so this is good to see it in action. Yeah. So how do you think that the look is nice? Do you like it better, or it's brighter? Yeah.
It's clearer.
Yeah, it's clearer. It's like your
I
eyes
think
can.
the hovering over the icons and the selections is actually a good feature.
Yeah, yeah,
Even on the timesheet.
yeah. And then when we do our admin, let me bit more.
So what you're saying is basically on the expense reports, there are no changes?
Yeah, the way that it is done is the same. The only change is just like this one now. You got to click on here now instead of clicking before you click on top of here.
Right.
Yeah. But as far as everything, the functions and how it works is the same. The difference is the different lodging rates are now can be entered for different days if the lodging rate was different.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, I noticed with version 8.3, we came across where, employees it was frustrating because they couldn't get the amount to match the receipt because the Deltek wasn't picking up the accuracy of the receipt because it wasn't calculating it at a different rate. So this version 9, they say, is supposed to accommodate that. So that's really good. So I'm happy about that. Less frustration, yeah, when the employees are doing all their expense reports and stuff.
What's the audit function?
Oh, audit. Oh, okay. I think this is like, I'm wondering if this is something that only if I have. Wait, I don't know. This is mine. Well, let's see what happens. Now, I'm not sure if this is what, if I have, because I have an admin kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Yeah, so because we have because we have all these extra functions, right, in our Deltek, I think that's just there for me. Yeah.
Okay.
And then here's the time. So Yeah, so if you open all these, you'll, the work schedule. Now, when I did the training earlier, was it 9 o'clock for the managers, and kind of showed them how to, this is where you find the employee work schedule and stuff if you want to approve leave. So if everybody just opens these, but they'll see a little bit more things. But the timesheet's right there, so that's pretty good. Analyze is like, I think the managers have this, definitely the managers and timesheet approvers will have these. Well, managers for sure, because this is where they have to choose a charge activity, yeah. And us as administration, accounting, all would have this availability in there. Not everybody will have this in there. And there's also an administrative. Oh, okay, it's not showing live right now, but if we go back to this PowerPoint, yeah, you see how we have the administration button? This is going to be available for the administrative staff to do more things. Yeah. So, but the time and expense is what all employees will see if they have that if they have access to expenses. If not, it's going to be very easy. They're just going to have time for timesheet. So it'll be easy.
Correction to timesheets will still be done in the same way it's done right now.
Oh, you mean like they have to do the subtraction if it's already been processed and stuff like that?
Yeah.
As far as I know, I haven't heard anything if that changed. Yeah, as far as I've heard that there's no change in the other processes. Just at least the doubling up is fixed. But yeah, that should be the same. Everything else should function the same. Yeah, so this is something to look forward to after July 4th. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, once we get this forget your password thing, that's going to be great too. But like I said, that's going to be the next in the future kind of thing to achieve. Okay, so I guess I'll close it up then. Okay, Sharon, thanks. And
Thank
oh,
you, Lisa.
Chris and everybody who's there, thank you so much.